we are the Group 10 reporters. So what is pressure? So pressure is defined as a physical force exerted on an object. The force applied is perpendicular to the surface of the object or unit area. So consider the pressure if ang force na i-applied is perpendicular to the surface area of an object. So in other words, guys, ang pressure is a measure of how much force applied to a given surface of an object. Next. So we have here an example. So this is a nail and a hammer. So lansang o martilyo. So if you hit a nail with a hammer, you're applying a force to the area of the nail head, which will result in a pressure on the nail. So kung mag-apply ka force, kung mag-apply ng force kaya nail head, kami ulo sa kalba, lansang, and maka-result siya pressure which is musok siya sa wood. So we have here a video, sir, about the pressure.
Okay, scientists. If you were to grab a balloon and jab it with your fist, nothing would happen. If you were to grab the same balloon and jab it with the same amount of effort, but this time hold a sharp, pointed knife in your fist, well, the balloon would most likely pop. This is because even though the force being applied is the same, the area to which it's being applied is much smaller, somewhere in the order of 1 to 2,000 times smaller. Consequently, the balloon feels that force as being 1 to 2,000 times more intense when you jab it with the knife. Pressure is a way of describing precisely how intensely a force is being applied or felt by an object. It's calculated by dividing the magnitude of the force by the area it's being applied to. This means the same force.
So, money ang formula sa pressure. Pressure is equals to force divided by area.
Means that different levels of pressure depending on the size of the area it's been distributed over. If a force is being distributed over a small, concentrated area, then the pressure will be relatively large. Conversely, if the force is being distributed over a large area, it gets spread out and the pressure it exerts is relatively small. In the next video, we'll be looking at some simple calculations, but for now, you just need to remember that pressure is a way of describing the intensity of a force, that it's calculated by dividing the magnitude of the force by the area it's being applied to, and that as the area changes, so too is the pressure or intensity with which that force is being applied, and it does so in an inversely proportional manner. As always, we hope you found this video useful. If you have, please like and share the video, and consider becoming a Patreon by clicking here on this link. Any donation you can make, large or small, really helps in the creation of this and future tutorials. You can also check out the associated written tutorial and worksheet in the link below. And if you
Pressure in solid. So what is pressure in solid? So solid resting on a horizontal surface exerts a normal contact force equals to its weight. The pressure of the solid on the surface depends on the area of contact. So ang pressure of the solid kaya nakadepende siya sa area of contact. So which means the larger the area, the smaller the pressure exerted. But if the smaller the area, the larger pressure will be going to exert. So we have here another example about pressure in solid. So we have a knife and a vegetable. So if a blunt edge ang imong gamiton, which is kanang habol ng part sa kutsilyo, so dugay siya makadulot sa vegetables. But if ang cutting edge mong gamiton kay more pressure yung applied towards the vegetables kaya tungod hait siya.
Now,
So we have here another videos about pressure in solid so that maka-understand yung mo tarong.
I will demonstrate another example from daily life in which we will see that what happens when area of the shoe increases or area of the shoe decreases. This is the example of the heel usually used by the ladies. Now there are two parts. This part is the flat part of the shoe and this part is the pointed part or heel part of the shoe. So when some ladies use this part, And when she moves over a carpet or over a surface or soft surface, then what happens? When this part touches the earth or the ground or the carpet, then there will be less impression on the.
So, manong less na pressure ang ma-apply sa diri nga part sa shoe kay kuan na siya kanang flat ba. While diri kay kuan kanang thin ang iyang part. So, the larger the area, the smaller the pressure yung ma-exert. While the smaller the area, the larger the pressure na ma-exert.
Earth or on the carpet. But when this part touches with the earth or carpet, then definitely there will be more deep impression in the carpet. What is the reason? This part has larger area and obviously this part has smaller pressure, and this part has lesser area and definitely it will impact, it has a more impact on pressure. So this part will produce less impression on carpets or on the soft ground as compared to this one. So I hope so that from this demonstration, now it will be very easy for you to understand the concepts of pressure in daily life. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.
So, pressure in liquid. What is pressure in liquid? A measurement of the force per unit area that acts on an object in the fluid or on a closed container surface. So, money ang measure of how much ang liquid in pushing against an object or a container. As you can see the image na dagat tas na yung nakagalamoy. So, the deeper ka mo sa ilado, the more pressure imong ma-feel. So, kani, like example sa closed container. So, makita niyo dira na siya low pressure or the weakest jet, then the high pressure is the strongest jet. Then the more deep ang kanina sa paniya, more po ang pressure ang the greatest pressure po ang makuha niya diri sa hose kay also nila. The deeper the liquid, the greater the pressure. So, naka-video din.
Good morning, children. Today,
So, naka-video din nga ipakita. Then, ako rin na siya i-demonstrate kung saan naka-experiment nga ako i-demonstrate na ko. So, naka-video.
learn more about pressure. Let's take a plastic bottle and make holes all around near the bottle but at the same height, which means we make all the holes at the same level. Now, fill the bottle. Look, water is coming out of all the holes, not just one. Water is coming out because of the water pressure, which means water is exerting pressure on the walls of the container. Notice, water is coming out of all the holes fall at the same distance from the bottle. What does it mean? This means water pressure is equal in all the directions at a certain depth. Now, let's take another bottle of exactly same shape and size. We drill holes at different height and then fill the bottle. Look, again the water is coming out of all the holes. What else do you observe? As you can see, water
So, makita na ninyo, shortest distance niya kay ano nasa taas, so ano yung shortest na dili na. Ano siya, low pressure man ng niya kanang shortest distance kay tungod kay hinay ang pressure sa babaw.
Falling from the hole which is near the top is at the shortest distance from the bottle. And water coming out of
So, dahil the greater distance, kung ano niya sa bottle, kay tungod nga kuhaan siya, greater distance kay more man niya ang pressure ang kuhaan. Nasa lalong ito.
hole near the base is falling at a greater distance from the bottle. So what do you understand from this? Water comes out of the bottle because of water pressure. Water coming out of the hole nearest to the base goes farthest. So this means water pressure increases with depth, meaning water pressure increases with the increase in the height of water column, which is exerting the force. From these two experiments, we can say water exerts equal pressure in all the directions at equal depth, and water pressure increases as we go deeper, or you can say water pressure increases with the increase in the height of water column. Have you ever tried to drown a football in water? Try it. You will find that the force is pushing it upward against your force, which means water is applying upward pressure on the football. So we saw water can apply a downward pressure, upward pressure and lateral pressure, meaning on the sides as well. So we can say water or any liquid can apply pressure in all the directions. So to sum up what we learned today, liquids exert pressure in all the directions. Liquids exert equal pressure at the same depth. And lastly, pressure exerted by the liquid increases with the increase in the height of its column. That is, it increases with the depth. That's all for now. Bye.
So, napareho ko kita ang pressure in a liquid formula. So P stand for pressure is equal to P for density, stand for density. Yeah, G is the acceleration ratio of gravity, and NH is the height of the liquid, or depth of the liquid. I demonstrate the increase with the depth. So here the example, here I have a bottle, then I do have a 3 holes there. So they truly. So ako i-try na ko na. So makita ninyo nga ang result niya is same level ra gyud iyang agas kay tungod kay same man ayahang hole ra sa bottle. Ano ang second experiment nga water pressure increase with depth. So tanawa.
So as you can see, the greater pressure or the kuan kay lahi taas kay distance kasi i-compare nimo tong sa una gamay ra gyud siya, short distance ra gyud to siya. Itungod naaman siya sa bottom of the bottle, so mo nang hinay ang pressure niya dito sa babaw. Pero if naa ka sa ubos, kusog ang pressure tungod sa kailaw sa liquid or the deep. So those are experiment about pressure and liquid.
So now we will tackle about Archimedes' principle. So Archimedes' principle states that the body immersed in a fluid is subjected to an upward force of the displaced fluid. This is the first condition of equilibrium. We consider that the above force, called force of buoyancy, is located in the centre of the submerged hull that we call centri buoyant. So this means that the upward force of bottom on an object in a fluid is greater than the downward force on top of the object. So next is here are the formula of Archimedes' principle. So as you can see, Fb stands for the buoyancy force, P stands for the density in the fluid, G stands for acceleration due to gravity, and V stands for fluid volume. So here are the formula of Archimedes' principles, and those are the meaning of the formula. So next. So as you can see here, these are the buoyant force. So there are three types of buoyant force: the positive, negative, and neutral. So as you can see here, I have the example of buoyant force. I'll demonstrate it to you what is the positive, negative, and neutral. So I have three balls here that has different weight. So as you can see here, there are different levels of water niya. So these are the positive, these are the negative, and these are the neutral. So, ang nasa ilam diri, these are the buoyant force. So, ang kani siya, mo ni siya ang kanang mo ni siya ang weight. So, the more nga bugat ang weight niya, the more pod nga mo kuan sa ilaw ang iyahang mo submerge siya. So here, ang weight ganing positive is gamay ra jud siya, so it won't sink. While there is a neutral, kaya ang iyong weight is kanang taman-taman ra, so wala nilutar siya pero half sa iyang body ang ni lubog. So next is the negative buoyant force. So ang kanya siya, ang weight kay kanang mas dako pa sa water nga iyang nakuan. So mong ni submerge siya is because iyang weight is bugat. So these are the three different types of buoyant force. Again, the positive, neutral, and negative force. So next is the simple terms of Archimedes' principles. So Archimedes' principles state that a body partially or completely immersed in a fluid, it experiences an apparent loss weight that is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced with the immersed part of the body. So as you can see, sa negative buoyant force, makita niyo diri nga the more weight nga yung ibutan diri sa yung water level is kaya ang water siya mo awas siya. As you can see here, sa dili pa ni siya ibutang, ang water level rin na diri. Same na sa kwan, pero once na imo na mabutangan weight nga heavy na siya sa kanang imong ikon sa water,
ni submerge. So next is mao ni siya ang kuan, neutral buoyant force. So nara diri sa kasi dito yung state nila nga nara ang buoyant force, nara ang weight. Yang ang weight ani dili pareha sa weight sa positive mo na sa diri. Yang kani weight mo ani dili mo pareha sa negative mo, wala na siya ni submerge. So next is the negative buoyant force. So ang kani nara ang buoyant force ni nara sa ubos. So ang weight ani is mas bukat pa kaysa sa negative and neutral buoyant force. So, mao ni submerge siya dire. Okay, bukat pa man ang iyang weight. So, next is the explanation. The ship floats at a deep where the weight of the water is displaced is equal to its weight. As the ship is loaded and become heavier, it sinks deeper, displacing more water. So next is kanang as makita nimo diri nga why ang kanang ang metal kay mulupo musubmerge siya kaysa sa ship. So it's because kanang ang ship siya na siya kanang displace sa kanang air bitaw na siya kanang kuan diri. Na siya air diri dili mo kan dili para sa metal nga solid siya nga musing siya. Okay, mas dapat siya og ng weight. Even though mas bigger ang ship. So, a solid block of steel sinks in water, a ship with the same mass floats on the same surface. It's because kaya ang ship na siya dili siya solid ka para sa metal nga musing siya ang ship is because na siya kanang bitaw na siya kanang air dili hapon sa solo dili siya solid jud. Pareha po na sa why rock will sink than a ship. So it's because kita moni barko na I'll put a rock here. Why a rock will sink while the ship is floating? It's because as pareha ni nga kanang ping pong ball pareha lang na siya ping pong ball nga na siya kanang air sa sod nga dili siya mo sink and dili pud siya kanang kuan dili siya solid. While sa rock nga mas kapag imo sa yuta mas bukat pa siya ship pero ang rock siya solid siya mo sink jud siya. As you can see here na. So next is
Hey, Professor Dave, let's
so we have a video here to explain it to you clear and loudly. So listen.
fluids. Hey, Professor Dave, let's learn about fluids. In chemistry, we learned about phases of matter as being solid, liquid, and gas. In this course, we have been focusing on the motion of solid objects, but there is much to be discussed in the way of fluids as well. A fluid is defined as any substance that can flow and alter its shape by virtue of its particles being able to move around with respect to one another. In a solid, particles are fixed in a lattice, which produces a definite shape, so solids are not fluids. But liquids and gases are fluids, because the particles move freely, and fluids have certain properties that are important in physics. Certainly any fluid will exhibit some density, which is the mass per unit volume, represented by the Greek letter rho, not to be confused with the letter P. But another important characteristic of a fluid is its buoyancy. This is the upward force that is exerted on an object by the fluid it is submerged in. You will be familiar with the buoyant force if you have ever tried to push a beach ball underwater. It is difficult to do because of the buoyant force that counteracts your applied force. But exactly how strong is the buoyant force, and why do some objects sink while others float? It can't have to do with size, because a tiny pebble will sink, while a massive cruise ship will float. The answer is outlined in Archimedes' principle. This states that any object submerged in a fluid will experience an upward buoyant force equal in magnitude to the weight of the fluid that is displaced. In other words, the buoyant force will support an object if it is less dense than the fluid, because the weight of the object will then be less than the weight of an equal volume of the fluid. This is why a cruise ship floats in the ocean. Steel is very dense, but the air in all the cabins is not. So overall, the ship is less dense than water. If you crushed the ship up into a ball of equal mass, thus eliminating all the air, it would definitely sink. In this way, the buoyant force can be expressed as the gravitational force of the displaced fluid, which is equal to the mass of the displaced fluid times acceleration due to gravity. A floating object displaces fluid based on its mass, and a sinking object displaces fluid based on its volume. So apart from the buoyant force, Archimedes was also the first to understand that when an object, like a person, is submerged in water, the volume of the water displaced must equal the volume of the object submerged, regardless of its shape. Any object with a volume of 5 milliliters, when fully submerged, will cause the water level to rise in this graduated cylinder to a reading of 5 milliliters more than before. This is an impressive insight for someone from ancient Greece, which is why Archimedes famously jumped out of the bathtub shouting, "Eureka," meaning, "I have found it." This is an exclamation that will forever be associated with scientific discovery. Hopefully you will have some eureka moments of your own during this course, but for now, let's check comprehension.
So as you can see, i-explain na po diri katong mag-explain diri about sa positive, negative, and neutral. So as you can see, eureka. So ang kani eureka pareha ra po ani sa negative nga moawa siya, pareha ra po na umato mo sa magbato mo sa bathtub. Once ang water level is gamay ra niya, imong kanang kuanan musaw ka dito sa ang ganang iyahang water level is taas jud. It's because sa ganang weight nga imong kuan. And that's all for today about Archimedes principles.
So, for demonstration na sad sa pressure in solid kay, let's assume na lang this is a boat. So, as it said sa pressure in solid kay, the larger the area, the smaller pressure will be exerted. So, if I put this above this table, so ang area of contact is large, so small ang pressure na ma-exert. While if i-put din ako sa akong palm, so ang area of contact kay ang akong palm, so which is smaller ang area ngayon na kuan. So, karang larger ang pressure na ma-exert because ang relationship between sa area and kuan and pressure is inversely proportional. So that would be all, sir, for today's reporting. Once again, I am Joseph P. Capillo.
And I am Francis James Samuel.
And I'm Carmen Emiana.
And we are